Oh my god. Hi rainbows, welcome back to my channel. So we are doing another pregnancy update. Definitely so much has happened. Like I know I said I wasn't that keen on doing weekly updates, but it's just like holy balls, so much is happening and I'm like, oh my god. All right, so to start off with, I'm trying to think where to start. So quite a few weeks ago, I was actually probably pregnant at the time. God, I never would have done this if I knew I was pregnant, but me just in my mind had like it was zero possibility. Anyway, as you guys may have known, I donated plasma. And what they actually do is they take a few extra vials of blood and just get it tested to make sure that you're all healthy and all happy and all that jazz. So yeah, last week I got a letter back from the Red Cross Blood Service or whoever they are, basically saying, you should probably go and see your doctor. And I was like, oh shit. And they actually had like a whole count of my blood work there. So turns out that I am anemic, which I was borderline anemic when I was pregnant with Hazel. My red blood cell count is low and my platelet count is high. So me not knowing what any of those things kind of meant, I jump onto Dr. Google and then I start kind of freaking myself out. Mainly I think about the platelet count, but all of these things can be linked back to being anemic, but platelet count, like having a high platelet count, I think that is like the clotting agents in your blood, something like that, I don't know. And yeah, I was like, okay, it wasn't like insanely high off the charts, but it was 50 points higher than what it should have been. I've decanted a lot of my palettes so Hazel can play. So I was like, oh, great. And, you know, looking up high platelet count, and yes, anemic is one of the causes, but also cancer, also blood disease and bone marrow disease. And I'm just like, oh, great. Anyway, so I was like, right, I'm just gonna, you know, sit on this. I've got my doctor's appointment coming up and I'll take the letter into him and see what he thinks and we'll talk about it then. So my doctor's appointment was yesterday. Lee actually had the day off so he could come in and see. So when I first had my original doctor's appointment, he's like, oh yeah, you know, you're about 5 weeks. Like he didn't really do a dating scan, or I didn't get a estimated due date or anything like that. And he's like, come in 2 weeks and we can see the baby's heartbeat, which was meant to be yesterday's appointment. So I went in. He's like, how have you been feeling? And I'm like, oh, you know, I've been feeling a little bit sick or tired. My back's really been hurting and, you know, just a bit meh. And he's like, okay, no worries, well, jump up. He also did weigh me. He weighed me the first appointment as well, so, which is kind of strange. But, you know, and I think I lost 2 kilos between my 2 weeks ago and today. Not that I think, like with Hazel, I didn't really care how much weight I put on or didn't put on. Polar bears gain 200 kilos when they're pregnant. Doesn't freaking matter. I think as long as you're healthy and everything's all sweet, then it's okay. So we sat down and I showed him the blood work and he's like, oh, okay. He goes, you know, I wouldn't worry that much, but, you know, let's get some blood tests done. And I had mentioned, you know, in my family, there's pernicious anemia, there's thyroid issues, there's diabetes kind of thing. And he's like, all right, let's, you know, we'll get another blood test done and we'll check for that. So, and then, yeah, he's like, all right, hop up and we'll do a little scan and we'll see how everything's going. And he had it down there and he could see like the black little sac. And then it looked like there was another black sac. And then he's like, oh no, that's your ovary. Because I was kind of like, fuck, what if it's twins? And he's there and he's looking and he's looking. And he's looking and he's not saying anything and he's just looking for a really long time. And me and Lee are just like, and instantly I'm like, healthy, happy baby, healthy, happy baby, healthy, happy baby. Like, tell me what's going on. And then he's like, oh yeah, I can, you know, I think there's the yolk forming, which is like the nutrients. And he's looking and he's like, so you're 5 weeks. So there's no heartbeat yet. He goes, yeah, you're 5.5 weeks. So I think I'm 6 weeks on like Thursday or something. It's like Tuesday today. So he's like, you're 5.5 weeks. But what I'm going to do is we're going to get you to go and have an ultrasound type thing internally, I think. And yeah, we'll go from there. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, why? Like, you know, with my pregnancy with Hazel, nothing like that was done. And I was like, okay, what's this, you know? And then on the actual referral kind of thing that he printed off, it said a viability scan. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So of course I Googled it. And then I start thinking, God, like, why would he send me to get this scan unless everything was okay? Is there something wrong and he's not telling me? Like, what's happening? And according to Google, a viability scan is done just to see that your pregnancy is developing normally and that everything's okay, or it also is to detect if there is multiple fetuses. But he didn't really give me an answer. He just basically said, because it's so early, we'll just check. And I was like, okay. So instantly the rest of the day I was kind of like freaking out, like, what if something's wrong? What if, you know what I mean? And my mind was just like, bleh, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, why am I doing this extra scan? And because I haven't announced this yet, or I haven't really had a chance to talk to anyone to be like, hey, did you do a viability scan at like 6 weeks? Like, why? Like, I've never had a miscarriage before. I've only ever had the one pregnancy and it ran smoothly. Like, why am I doing this extra test? So yeah, and I still haven't done it yet because I've got to wait till next Monday to do it, and I'm still like, eh. So I'm just trying to like be positive and be like, no, everything's sweet, everything's fine. I even bought a little 40 onesie just to like reconfirm, like, everything's going to be okay, it's going to be fine. And I'm trying not to dwell on the negativity stuff, and yeah, but at this stage it's like, fuck, well, hopefully everything's okay. And he's like, well, you know, you said you've been feeling a bit sick, and that's a really good sign. And I'm just like, oh, I just would rather people just tell me, like, we're getting this done because you might have, I don't know, I don't want to voice anything aloud, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, and I asked, and he's like, it's just early. And I was like, okay. I don't know, maybe it's a normal thing, like down in Perth, but in Cal, maybe it just was because I didn't have the option to do it. I never had an internal ultrasound ever with Hazel. So yeah, that's happened. So yeah, next Monday I'm going to go in and have that ultrasound done, hopefully, so I can see what's going on. He said wait till next week, but technically I'm 6 weeks on Thursday, and I think you can have this done at 6 weeks. So I don't know, I'm just like, nah. You know, I want to know what's going on. I want to make sure everything's okay. So yeah, last week when I was like, I'm 5 weeks, I was really 4 weeks, and this week I'm 5 weeks, almost 6 weeks. So I'm just like, I don't really understand. So yeah, I had a really sore lower back. I started doing some yoga and just trying to do some stretching and walking more, and I think that's eased it up a little bit, which is good. I was finding it was quite uncomfortable to sleep, and also when I woke up, I could not get back to sleep. Like the other day I was awake from 2 a.m. so that was fun. So yeah, what else? Yeah, so I'm just waiting to have that viability scan done. I did, straight after the doctor's appointment, went to pathology and had all my blood work done. So obviously we don't have the results back from that. But yeah, the lady was like, oh, so do you take medication for your thyroid? And I'm like, oh no, I've never actually been diagnosed. Like, and she's like, oh, same with diabetes. So I was like, yep, same with diabetes, but you know, it's in the family. And we're kind of chatting, and I said, you know, I've got an almost 2-year-old, and she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, so, you know, we like brothers and sisters. And I said, we just moved down from Cal. And she's like, oh, did you go to school in Kalgoorlie? And I was like, no, like, we were working. And she's like, oh, how old are you? And I was like, 29. And she's like, oh, I thought you were like 20. And I was like, oh, thank you. My like, you just made my day, because here I am feeling haggard and like shit, so thank you. So yeah, I have started taking the Elevate multivitamin, and I also did buy a slow absorbing iron tablet to help with my anemia because I didn't want to get constipated from the other iron, which happened with Hazel. So I just bought a slow absorbing one that was recommended, safe for pregnancy and all that jazz. So yeah, that is basically how this last kind of week has gone. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling tired. Every now and then I'll get little tiny hints of nausea. Nothing major though. Like I feel like I'm getting one now. Like I feel it in my throat. Like there's a wave of, well, but yeah, I've been trying my best, you know, eating as healthy as I can, still having a naughty snack if I want one, but I'm limiting coffee. Every now and then I will have a coffee, because I've gone from double shot coffee every single day to one a week, maybe one single shot a week. So I'm limiting that as much as I can, but if I have one or a week coffee, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. So yeah, that is where we're sitting at the moment. I just pray that like everything's all sweet and healthy and happy with the baby, and that this viability scan is just a normal kind of thing. Because yeah, I know I can kind of go off on a tangent and start worrying and thinking what the hell's going on, and the waiting just really sucks. So yeah, hopefully that is all okay, and I'll update you guys next week when I see you. So yeah, love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.